Oh yeah, doing well. You know what? Heck, with some of the new practice schedules, you can't help but be fresh. And Coach Fox and everybody does a great job of taking care of us. And, so yeah, it's been enjoyable. It's one of the most enjoyable camps I've had in a long time. Nobody likes training camp, so let's really preface that it's as enjoyable as training camp can be.
Yeah.
But I think the biggest thing is we're all Coach Fox has such a good culture and such a good energy around the program and with all the coaching staff at Vic and where we're trying to get to and how we're trying to go and guys are really bought into trusting the process and as much as you put into it, as much you'll get out of it and he just provides a work environment that it's really you show up, do what you got to do to get better that day, and there's no BS. So it's been enjoyable, and we're all working towards one goal, and that's to get this ship righted and then get back to playing playoff football and then eventually win a championship. That's what it's always about.
That's awesome. Listen, we talked to a ton of NFL players, as you can imagine, here on Tiki and Tierney, and that is probably the first favorable scouting report that we hear for training camp from the vets. And obviously, you preface it with, it's camp, so it's enjoyable relative to the enjoyment you usually get from camp. But it's got to be, you've got to be more comfortable because when you leave the Vikings and you go to a rival, the first year you're probably looking around, where's this, where's that, where's the trainer's room. Second year you feel more at home, I would imagine, right?
Absolutely. You know what? And I'll be the first minute. My transition from Minnesota to Chicago was tough last year, and just from everything from your outside routine, you don't realize how rooted you are somewhere until you leave, and you have from family stuff to just your routines around the facility, the relationships you have, and trying to rebuild those and trying to develop those things again that really make you comfortable in your work environment. It gets tough, and this year it's a totally different story. Yeah, like you said, you feel you got better relationships. You spend a year with guys really know you, you really know them, and you're just more comfortable in relationships with all the support staff and stuff like that. And I think that's the biggest thing, at least for me, it is.
Mm-hmm.
That's what makes football good. You spend so much time around that. If you can't have good quality friendships with guys that you're working with, and then especially the staff is giving you everything you need, your equipment guys, your trainers, your strength staff and stuff like that. It can be long and hard, and again, it's just there's a good, the best way to put it is there's a good mojo around the building. Everybody's focused on doing the right things and getting better. I mean, I know that's kind of cliche, but it's a true statement.
I'm talking to Jared Allen here on Tiki and Tierney, CBS Sports Radio. Jared, four-time first-team All-Pro, a million sacks, and as I said earlier to start the interview, certainly headed to Canton when it's all said and done, when he retires, and then you got the 5-year wait. There's a couple of things that came out of the Bears locker room in the last 2 days that I found really interesting. Every team on some level reacting to what happened with the Jets and Geno Smith. And Lance Briggs, I don't know if this was tongue-in-cheek. I guess maybe part of it was, and I've interviewed Lance before. He seems like a pretty serious guy, so maybe he was serious. He said that at one point he wanted to actually deck Jay Cutler. And Jay Cutler, let's face it, Jared, around the league has a very interesting reputation. What did you think of Jay Cutler before you joined the Bears? And now that you're a teammate, how do you view Jay Cutler?
So, yeah, I've never had a problem with Jay. I've competed against Jay for many years. He was at Denver, I was at Kansas City, and I actually enjoyed our rivalries. I mean, he was a fiery dude, mouthy, running his mouth, and then I was the same way. So it made for great fun football, and he was a competitor. I mean, I've been on the losing side of when that guy can get going, and so one of the reasons I came to the Bears is because I honestly believe. Jay is one of those top-tier quarterbacks. I mean, the guy has the ability to be flat out, amazing at times. And, like I said, I've been on the opposite end of it. What were they, the number 2 offense, a couple of years ago. And honestly, I believe if Jay wouldn't have got hurt that year, they probably would have won the North. So, I've always had a cool relationship with Jay, on and off the field. And, you got to understand how people are. Some people's personalities are different, and not everybody's going to be the stoic franchise franchise, Peyton Manning stand in front of the mic, make you laugh, answer all the questions, and stuff like that. Some guys are more quiet and they just go out and do their job. And one thing I respect about Jay is the work ethic. I mean, you always see him in the building. He's always out there. He's always working to get better. He's always talking to guys. He's always, commands his huddle and stuff like that. So I've never had a problem with him. I still don't have a problem with him, and I honestly believe that we can win with him.
Oh, listen, there's no doubt he can spin it. I mean, he's got an absolute rocket. So everything you said there, Jared, is it fair to deduce, to come to the conclusion that you think that Jared, that he's got universal respect from all the mates in the locker room, or is that just your opinion that you're good with him?
No, I think he has. I think he has universal. I think he has universal respect. And honestly, I think that's one thing I think in this locker room, in this system, it's not on his shoulders. I mean, everybody's got to step up. Everybody's responsible for commanding a locker room. Everybody's responsible for wins and losses. Quarterback position, a lot of light shines on it. And so he obviously shoulders a lot of that responsibility. But I think at our team, he's got a genuine respect, and again, we respect the way he approaches his job.
Jared, give us a little scout report of this division, a little broad. I know it's early, just a broad overview. Obviously, the Lions lost Sue. Green Bay's got Rodgers, so you know that they're still going to be terrific if they stay healthy. Your old team, many, kind of looking at the Vikes as a chic wild card pick with an ascending team, young quarterback who a lot of people like. What do you think of the division right now? Just an overall state of the NFC North.
Oh, it's tough. I tell you what. I know what Adrian's capable of, and a fresh Adrian might be capable of a little bit more. So,
yeah.
And then you got Green Bay, and you got Aaron doing his thing up there, and you got Detroit seems to be, building, and even though they lost some pieces, kind of retooling, and then you got us. I don't think we're any slouches either. So I mean, unfortunately, we didn't have the year we wanted to last year, but I don't think that's indicative of what we're capable of. So, I mean, I think you got to look at the North as one of the toughest divisions in the league.
By the way, and I know it's a little different for a quarterback because, unless you're a quarterback whose game is built around speed, a guy who likes to get out of the pocket, you could play into your late 30s, early 40s. Brady says he wants to do it. Peyton's already doing it. You're 33, as I said before, Hall of Fame career, universally respected. You still seem to have some burst, and you still do what you do well, getting to the quarterback. Any thought on when Jared Allen takes off the pads and hangs it up, or you still have a lot of gas in the tank, you think?
Right now I got plenty of gas, so that's the way I'm taking
but
it.
It's only August.
The way I looked at it, I was evaluating, how's my body feeling? Do I have the desire to put the work into it to be at the level I need to be at? And right now those answers are yes. And like I said, I'm enjoying it. I've always said as soon as football is not fun for me anymore, I'll hang it up. But I really am having a blast playing, and I'm looking to go out there and having, every year I try to improve and have a better season. And, I want to go out and try to have the best season I can possibly do. I got a lot of things I want to, still accomplish it from a team side. I haven't won a Super Bowl yet.
Mm-hmm.
And individually, I'm still just trying to plug away and reach goals.
Yeah, that's what Tiki always says, and Tiki's obviously off today. Jared Allen with us here on CBS Sports Radio. Tiki always says, Sunday's the easy part, or Monday night you roll out in front of 75,000 people, you're going to be jacked up. It's doing the stuff behind the scenes when that love begins to erode and dissipate. That's when you know inside that it's time to hang it up. And you echo what Tiki and what a lot of great players seem to say. I know you're doing something really cool with Courtyard. Going to give you a little time on that. I'm curious though. This came up as well. I'm growing up in New York, big Jets guy. I don't know what I'm getting in Brandon Marshall. I think he's still good. I think his head is screwed on right. Does camp seem very different without Brandon Marshall being Brandon Marshall in Chicago?
No, again, I got nothing bad to say about Brandon. Brandon actually, him and I were locked right next to each other, and I think he's a heck of a dude and a heck of a human being. I got a lot of respect for his game, and let me tell you, that dude is a monster on the field. And I've played against him a lot in my career too, and that dude can just flat out catch the ball. He's a competitor. He's fire. We all got personalities, and just how you direct it and how you take it is up to people's, up to him how he directs it and up to other people how they take it. But I never thought, Brandon was malicious or anything, trying to sabotage anything. The dude, the dude came to work, and when it comes Sunday, man, he was out trying to catch balls. He was competing, and none of us were happy in the way the season was going. Frustrated to get the best of everybody, but I got a lot of respect for that guy, and I wish him all the best. And again, I mean, he's a monster of a receiver.
I've always thought, and as you just said that, it kind of led me to this thought in my head. It's one thing to lose games, but, teams that lay down and accept losing, you go from a losing team to kind of just losers if you're okay with it. And to your point, I love personality. When things aren't going right, and if a team is 2-5 or 3-7, you shouldn't be happy. And if it comes out and you voice your displeasure, hey, we're not robots, we're people, right?
Absolutely. I mean, I had no problem with that outburst. Yeah, I mean, I was with them. I mean, again, like I always tell guys, is winning is contagious, and so can losing. You can create winning habits or losing habits, and unfortunately, we caught that losing bug, and things weren't going right, and and you shouldn't be happy with that. And again, it's how things are perceived, the way you deliver them, and stuff like that. But you know what, I if a guy is non-emotional about it, or if people don't care about it, then they got no business in my locker room. At least, you got to, if you're losing, you got to be pissed about it. And for winning, you got to be happy about it. You got to be continually driving for success and to be better and better and better.
So I don't know if you're trying out for, maybe a little second career down the road, maybe try to take out Steve Harvey from Family Feud. But I was watching on YouTube this morning. You're working with Marriott Courtyard, which, by the way, I stay there quite a bit. And a big fan. It's we had Glazer on this a couple of weeks ago. I know Jay's involved as well. A bunch of you guys are doing this. It's basically a webisode where it's kind of like a candid camera where people come in to check in, and you basically lure them into an impromptu game show. And I got to tell you, it's hysterical. Tell us about it.
Yeah, you know what? When I got there, you don't know, some of these things you do are scripted and stuff like that, but they brought in Ben Schwartz from Parks and Rec, and dude was hilarious. And basically, he set everything up, and we just kind of improv it. And to see people's reactions coming in, and it gives it more so something on one of the episodes you got to push a little red button and we have a little game show, right?
Yeah.
And it's just sitting there, and you watch people's expressions. Like, there's just this weird button sitting here. Like, why am I pushing? You have no reason to push it. There's a silence and push the button. People just, I'm going to push it. And then some big goofy guy jumps out of a chair and then forces you to play a game show with him. So, dude, I had an absolute blast with it. We're out in California, and at one of their new hotels out there, and so it was a blast. And again, you check them out on Courtyard YouTube. Because I think this is the second season they're doing it. I was the first guest this year, and they're gonna have plenty more great guests. But yeah, I didn't really know what to expect either. And the whole Candid Camera is basically what it is, and all the guests were great. They played right along, and the funny part was they had no clue. They were shocked that they didn't get an answer right. We were making the whole thing up as we were going along, anyways. So
yeah, exactly.
we were dying laughing. It was fun. It was good stuff.
It was good. It's fresh. It's original content. As Jared said, go to the official YouTube page of Courtyard Married. I know that Eric Decker's doing this, Nick Foles as well, Demaryius Thomas. I think Rich Eisen's involved from the NFL Network. So it's loose. It's fun. It's a great way to get the product name out there. You certainly embraced it. You seemed the natural. And hey, listen, stay healthy. I will tweet out this info for you. We'll take care of you on the Courtyard end and finish up. Well, yeah, I think you got a couple more years to go, but have a great start to the season and do your thing. Nice rapping, Jared. Appreciate it.